Northern England, late 1960s. The industrial city of Newcastle is about to lose its innocence. And one mother's life will be destroyed.
My son Martin was 4.5. He was happy, bundle of fun, laughed all the time.
June Richardson, remembering the son that went out to play and never came home. One afternoon in May 1968, a construction worker makes a shocking discovery. Martin Brown's tiny body lying lifeless on the floor of a derelict house.
Get an ambulance, man. Get an ambulance!
June races to the scene, confronting a mother's worst nightmare.
And he was just white, lifeless. There was a bit of blood trickling down his face. I knew he was dead then.
The autopsy shows no marks on the body or evidence of poisoning. His death is ruled accidental. Only one person knows this isn't true. An angel-faced girl, age 10. Mary Bell is Martin Brown's killer.
While other 10-year-old children are out playing with dolls, having sleepovers with their friends, picnics, amusement parks, Mary Bell is killing.
Young female killers, sometimes they kill animals, but generally they'll go for people a lot sooner than little boy killers will.
When Martin Brown runs into Mary Bell on a sunny May afternoon, he has no reason to fear her. Martin thinks he's going to play a game.
She knelt him down, she put her hands around his neck. She told him she was trying to make his throat better. And she strangled him.
Mary gets away with murder. But does a young child realize what they've done?
A child's personality and brain are still developing, so they are going to lack the ability to fully understand what they're doing. They may understand that they're killing, but not why or the consequences, that the person they're killing is not going to wake up.
Mary seems to understand death all too well. She makes a macabre visit to Martin's grieving mother.
Hello, Mrs. Richardson.
And she said, I've come to see Martin. And I just turned around and says, I'm sorry, darling, but Martin's dead.
Oh, no.
Oh, she says, I know he's dead. She says, I want to see him in his coffin.
What turns a 10-year-old into a killer? Mary carries many more dark secrets than the death of Martin Brown. And she wants people to know.
She tells kids in school, she even tells a family member, but no one seems to believe her.
She wrote a diary where she actually drew the way Martin was lying in the house. And she put on, I killed Martin Brown, you'll never catch me.
She also writes an eerie message. I murder so that I may come back. Mary will be back. Something is driving her to kill again.
I believe that Mary knew that killing was wrong, but she chose to do it anyway.
The city of Newcastle in northern England has a killer in its midst. No one suspects a 10-year-old girl, Mary Bell. But Mary isn't like the other children playing on the streets. Her home life is dark and sadistic.
The mother was a well-known prostitute in the town. Mary, at an early age, begins to see her mother performing sexual acts. And many of the sexual acts that she performed were violent sexual acts.
Betty Bell was 17 when she gave birth to Mary. She made many attempts to abandon her child and even tried to poison her with pills.
Mary became a killer because of the horrible things she was subjected to at the hands of someone who was supposed to love her. Mary's mother made her the killer that she became.
A month after getting away with the murder of Martin Brown, Mary is preparing to kill again.
Mary Bell was known to be a bully with other children. She was just the kind of kid she used to have to be top dog.
One girl barely escapes a game that goes too far. Mary's next target won't be so lucky.
We just couldn't believe he was only 3. Blonde hair, blue eyes, beautiful little thing.
Mary finds 4-year-old Brian Howe playing in the street. This time she has a friend with her, 13-year-old Norma. Once again, she strangles her victim.
Imagine a 3 or 4-year-old gasping for air, kicking and screaming, trying everything he could do to survive. I can tell you that strangulation is not a fun way to die.
Supported by a partner in crime, Mary becomes much more violent.
What's different about the second murder is Mary begins to develop her signature. She begins to develop a way that she's gonna now start to kill and leave her mark on her victims.
She decided to cut him. She actually cut her initials. She cut her M and N in. Mary Norma.
Serial killers leave all kinds of the trademarks at a crime scene because they want to stage a cat and mouse with the cops, number 1. Number 2, they want to get caught.
Mary leaves one more horrific calling card, a clue about a terrible secret in her life.
She tried to cut his little private parts off. It's just totally unbelievable.
When Mary killed little boys, as we know, she also appeared to be sexually involved with the body. This is all recreating the terrible crime that was done to her.
Mary's mother, Betty Bell, had done more than expose her young daughter to violent sexual acts.
She looks lovely.
She had involved her in them.
In some cases, she was invited into it and made to perform sexual acts herself as a child, some very vile sexual acts.
Come on. Sit down. Sit down.
Mary made the statement, "I like to hurt things weaker than me." In hurting things weaker than her, she was recreating when she was the weak one being hurt by an adult, either sexually or physically.
Mary's strange behavior is starting to be noticed. As Brian Howe's tiny coffin is carried out of his house, a policeman sees a familiar face. It's Mary Bell, smiling. The unthinkable is now becoming possible. Could this 10-year-old be the killer? Mary's friend Norma admits the murder to police.
Into the house.
Mary won't confess so easily. But the evidence is mounting.
Where have you seen that?
Written admissions, drawings of Martin Brown's crime scene, and the bloody M carved into Brian Howe's stomach. Police have a case. June Richardson is there in court for the judgment of her son's killer.
She just sat there and she smiled and danced and turned her head round asking for sweets. I just couldn't believe this person had destroyed my life, and she was laughing.
Mary is sentenced to lifetime detention. But because of her age, the judge orders it to be reconsidered as she grows older. The court never hears the details of Mary's family life. After 12 years in juvenile institutions, Mary is deemed safe to be released on parole. Today, she has a new identity and lives in anonymity. She also has a child of her own. She has never offended again.
I think she should have served the rest of her life in prison. And I certainly disagree with her being able to have children or grandchildren. I don't know if you know, but it is Mother's Day today, and I'm missing a Mother's Day card.
Teenage killers rarely act on their own. The same forces that drive them to dress alike can make them kill. Bill Pelkey remembers the kind warmth of his grandmother, Ruth.
Her real love, her real passion was telling Bible stories to young kids. We cut out pictures of Bible characters and she put them up on this a board and tell the stories.
Neighborhood children gather in Mrs. Pelkey's home for her lessons. Not all her students have such good intentions. In reaching out to help, Mrs. Pelkey has made herself a target.
When these 4 girls knocked on her door and said they want to take Bible lessons, Nana said, come on in.
That girls, teenage girls, could decide on a school afternoon to go and murder someone is completely shocking, and it's a case that has never left me, and I'll never forget.
Ruth Pelkey's fate is being shaped by a small gang of teenage girls. Karen Quarters, Denise Thomas, and April Beverly are all classmates. Their leader is 15-year-old Paula Cooper. Paula's short life so far is a horror story of drugs and violence.
Father was very abusive. He would do things like, beat her with an electrical cord.
She was in and out of school. She watched her mother being sexually assaulted. All of these things led to a very, very disturbed young woman.
And I think that Paula learned one thing well by the age of 15, that was how to hate.
Paula Cooper's hate is about to erupt.
Paula planned it with 3 other young girls who were high school classmates of hers. And they had had a discussion amongst themselves about places where they thought they could get some money.
Do y'all even have money? You want to go IK, you don't have money? You got money. I don't have money. I didn't got money.
And one of the girls, April Beverly, came up with the idea that she knew a Bible studies teacher in the neighborhood who she thought might have some cash on hand.
Mrs. Pelkey is far from wealthy, but the 78-year-old is trusting and defenseless.
I'm April.
The perfect victim.
Paula Cooper was on a path of destruction. She wanted to kill someone. They chose to kill someone who was helpless, someone they knew they could talk their way into.
Ruth Pelkey opens her door with love in her heart. But she innocently lets in seething hate. Bill Pelkey's Nana is 78-year-old Ruth Pelkey, a gentle grandmother living in a decaying blue-collar town. In 1985, 4 girls knock on Mrs. Pelkey's door, asking about Bible school. She already knows April Beverly from previous classes. The girls are welcomed in. Schoolgirls from the 9th grade are about to become a pack of killers, led by Paula Cooper.
Paula grabbed a vase and hit Mrs. Pelkey over the head, knocking her to the floor. Paula had brought with her from April's house a 12-inch butcher knife. Paula jumped on her and started demanding to know where the money was. In fact, the quote was, "Where's the money, bitch?"
Where's your money? Where's the money? Where's your money?
The pack mentality has taken over.
The ringleader becomes empowered by the fact that she or he has followers. The mere fact that they're there encourages the ringleader to do bigger, bolder things than they normally would.
Mrs. Pelkey pleads that she doesn't have any money. Paula responds with torture.
Paula started cutting Mrs. Pelkey with the butcher knife. She was cutting her back and forth across her chest. Paula stabbed Mrs. Pelkey in the chest. The evidence was that at some point she started reciting the Lord's Prayer. Obviously, she knew she was going to die.
And it's Paula Cooper who orders her death.
Paula told Karen to push the knife through Mrs. Pelkey's body, which she did. And in fact, the knife made an indentation in the floor. It was a horrendous murder.
Money might have been the apparent motive, but I believe the motive was to kill Ruth Pelkey, and the robbery was incidental. You don't stab someone 33 times because you want their watch. They went there to kill her.
Mrs. Pelkey built a life on family and trust. Paula Cooper learned to trust no one.
I think the attacks on Ruth Pelkey were so vicious because that's what was in Paula's heart, a rage to destroy something because she had been destroyed so many times in her 15 years on this earth.
The girls leave the house with just $10 and the keys to Mrs. Pelkey's car. Paula leaves her jacket behind. In the pocket, a prescription for birth control pills with her name on it. Young killers are rarely hard to catch.
Most young people think they're not going to get caught at anything. Shoplifting a candy bar, let alone murder. They tend to think they're smarter than everyone else. And also, they tend to not cover up their crime so well. And they're oftentimes surprised when they get caught.
Even more surprised are the residents of Gary.
Once the community realized it was young people and then young girls, there was shock in the community that 4 young teenage girls could commit a crime like this. People couldn't believe it.
Paula Cooper is found guilty of murder. At age 16, she becomes the youngest person ever on Indiana's death row. Her 3 followers get lengthy prison terms. Bill Pelkey felt justice had been done for his grandmother.
I originally supported the death sentence for Paula Cooper.
But after much soul-searching, he finds forgiveness. While Ruth Pelkey's life was taken without mercy, Bill Pelkey campaigns to save her killer.
And I knew I no longer wanted her to die, and I wanted to do whatever I could do to try to help her. And I learned the most important lesson of my life, the healing power of forgiveness. Because when my heart was touched with compassion, forgiveness took place. And it brought a tremendous healing.